Hello, and thank you for joining me tonight. Today we will be discussing the Biossance Squalane plus Omega Repair Cream, specifically in relation to some potential uh, alternatives or dupes for this product. Maybe more alternatives, we'll say, because I have some other product ideas here that are not necessarily exactly the same, but could be very helpful for comparison. And so far, these are all options that I quite like at a variety of different price points. So, for context, for quite a while, I have really loved the Biossance Squalane and Omega Repair Hand Cream. And this is, in fact, a product that I had long before I ever had the Squalane and Omega Repair Cream. This product, the hand cream, is $16 for 2.5 ounces, whereas this cream meant for the face is around 60, I think, and it's smaller. This is a 1.7 ounce product. So I did not buy this outright. I bought this as part of a subscription box. This was in the Trend Mood box number 15 that I purchased. And this cream was a big reason that I purchased that box, because I really wanted the opportunity to see how well these two compared to each other. So what I will say is, for me personally, I actually like putting the hand cream on my face more than I like the face cream. So I think that that warrants an explanation, and this is why. I have very, very dry skin. And so on my very, very dry skin, I actually prefer the heavier texture of the hand cream. I do not think this would be a good option for people who don't have dry skin, but as a dry skinned person, I can say I've used this on my face many, many times, and I find it quite wonderful. It is also wonderful on the hands, but I have bought many, many tubes of this because it is a wonderful hand moisturizer, but I also find it to be a wonderful face moisturizer. And it's significantly more economical than the Squalane and Omega Repair Cream meant for the face. Now, one thing that I have been doing lately is writing the ingredient highlights on top of my products, because it makes it a little bit easier for me to see what I'm using at any given time and how those ingredients compare. And as I've been doing this, I noticed here are a group of moisturizers, and I like all of them, and they all feature squalane in their formulas. So I thought it might be interesting to go over some of the ingredients, although, let's see, the ingredients in the hand cream are very small. So I'm going to start here because this is the product I started with. So this is the Biossance Squalane and Omega Repair Hand Cream. It is 75 milliliters or 2.5 fluid ounces. And it says it deeply hydrates and nourishes dry hands with plant-derived squalane. So instructions: apply cream to hands. Got it. And I have really, really dry hands. I wash my hands a lot. And for that reason, I really, really love this cream. And there are other good hand creams. And I think that there are other good hand creams that are also body creams. They're also face creams that, work in a similar way. And so this is a little bit still of a luxury option, even as a hand cream, for sure. But it becomes much more affordable if you think of this as a face cream. And so for dry skinned individuals, this could be a really good face cream. I can only tell you on me, I really like it on my face, but some people would probably find it too heavy and too occlusive. So the ingredients of this cream are, if I can read this, water, glycerin, capric triglyceride, squalane, shea butter, Some things I can't read. So there is an alcohol here, cetyl alcohol, jojoba, cetyl palmitate, ceramide NP, and then we have that looks like sterols, tocopherol, linoleic acid, oleic acid, glycerin, carbomer, phenoxyethanol, sodium gluconate, sodium hydroxide, and sorbitan palmitate. So those are the ingredients, and I think down here it's also important to point out that this is a 12-month shelf life once you open it. I've gone through many of these creams and I use them in a month or two. They do not last 12 months in my presence. So now we come to the Squalane and Omega Repair Cream. And let's see, there are not ingredients on the back, which is why I wrote them on the top. So this says apply to skin morning and night, 50 milliliters, 1.69 fluid ounces. Again, 12-month expiration. You'll see I gave myself a little expiration date. This is going to be on long before that expiration date. So here we will take a look at the texture of the original cream. You can see it's very rich and nourishing. I'll rub that into the inside of my hand because it's really nice. And now we're going to compare that to the texture of the hand cream. So it's probably hard to see. They're very similar. I do think that the hand cream is a little bit thicker and more occlusive. But also in my experience, I think it's a little bit gentler. And I haven't figured out exactly why that is. I'm still trying to do some comparisons. So this one I wrote down for the ingredient highlights. There's water, squalane, glycerin, shea butter, ceramide, jojoba, hyaluronic acid, L-ascorbic acid, cetyl alcohol. I had to think about that one, and capric triglyceride. And I'm sure that there were a few more things that were similar. What I'm not sure about is the source of the smell in this. I notice a smell with this cream that I don't notice in the hand cream. I think that it is some kind of perhaps probiotic smell. I'm not quite sure. Hard to pinpoint, but I do notice it, and it smells kind of sour, almost like maybe like a yogurt smell or sour cream or something like that. And so it's just something that I noticed, and I don't know if everyone would smell it or if it's just me, but multiple times I would put the cream on my face and I would think, huh, that's kind of strange. And I don't get that if I put the hand cream on my face. And I know you might be thinking, right, but why would you put a hand cream on your face? Well, it is significantly less expensive than this cream, and I have not noticed a smell to this one. So that may not bother you, but it is something that I noticed, and so I wanted to point it out. So that's where we're at the moment. So those two products by Biossance. So now I got an Allure box, like an Allure beauty subscription box, and it included this little moisturizer called BeautyStat Universal Pro Bio Moisture Boost Cream. It says 1 ounce or 30 grams, fragrance free. It says dermatologist tested. And the reason that I wanted to show this cream, first off, it's 1 ounce, and I looked up the retail value, and this is a $50 amount of this cream. So this is in fact a more expensive alternative to the Biossance Squalane Omega Repair Cream. The reason that I wanted to point it out is that when I opened it up, I very quickly noticed that it had kind of a similar smell, and you'll notice there's very little in here. I've mostly used this up. This has a really light texture, but I really like how it feels very, very moisturizing and hydrating, even though it is light. And I just noticed some similarities. I really thought that it has that same kind of almost like a sour smell. Really hard to pinpoint. I don't find this one as off-putting as the one in the Biossance cream, but they're both noticeable. They're both there. And I will say I tried really hard not to use this super fast, but I still used it really fast. It's a pretty light cream, and I really liked it. And so my skin drank it up very quickly. So would I buy this $50 1 ounce moisturizer? Absolutely not. But I did think it was interesting because I had I smelled a similar smell, and I thought that it might be kind of similar to the Biossance. And when I looked up their ingredients, I did notice some similarities. So, products of note or ingredients of note: water, glycerin, ceramide, and then there were some extracts: pomegranate, Asian mushroom. We had some L-ascorbic acid, lactose, milk protein, hyaluronic acid, bifidoferment, white birch, vitamin E, sorbic acid, and citric acid. And so this one is not a squalane-based moisturizer. I did kind of wonder if perhaps the milk protein and the bifidoferment might be responsible for the scent. And again, this is a fragrance-free product. It's just a natural scent of the ingredients in it. But I did find this to be kind of a comparable feel. I think this one's lighter than this one, but I did feel like there was an overall similarity. The squalane in this one probably accounts for that difference, I would think. Now, in a totally unrelated move, I wanted to try this moisturizer, which I actually got from Beauty Bay. It's the first and only product I've purchased from Beauty Bay so far. So this is the by Beauty Bay Thirst Class Rich Moisturizer with oatmeal and lipid. Now this took a while to get to me, but it was very inexpensive. And I can't remember exactly. I want to say with the shipping cost, it was still $15, something like that. And it's 90 milliliters or 3.04 fluid ounces. So right off the bat, it's almost twice the size of a standard face cream. So here's the ingredients that we have here. And you'll notice again, I put my expiration dates on my products. I've been doing that lately, and it really helps keep me organized and make sure I'm using things up before they expire. So in the Thirst Class Rich Moisturizer, we have water, triglyceride, glycerin, oat oil, squalane, oat flour, alcohol, fructose, niacinamide, panthenol, and sunflower oil. And again, these are just highlights. There were some items that I did not write down, usually the ones that I wouldn't be able to pronounce. So as I open this up, you'll notice that there is a lot of product in here. This is over 3 ounces of product, and it is really nourishing and creamy and moisturizing. And you'll see that it has that same similar texture. I would say this one might be, I'm going to keep going here. It might be probably lighter. I think it's a little heavier than this one and maybe a little lighter than this one. Or it could be even with the hand cream. I'm going to try this again and see what I think. I think it's lighter than the hand cream. But maybe on par or heavier than the Squalane and Omega Repair Cream. So I think this is a really fantastic budget option for dry-skinned individuals like myself who might be interested in squalane-based moisturizers. Now, does this have the exact same ingredients? It does not have exactly the same things. I didn't notice any hyaluronic acid in this. I didn't notice any jojoba. Not seeing acids in general. So there's definitely some departures. But on the other hand, I really like the oat oil and the oat flour and the things that this is bringing to the table. Niacinamide, panthenol, sunflower oil. There's a lot of really good stuff in this one. And the price difference is a lot. And especially when you think about the size of this one, the price difference is a lot. So I think that this is a very interesting option. If you were perhaps thinking about this cream, I would say either of these options are really great alternatives financially. So this one is very similar ingredients wise to this one, and this one is a nice alternative. And I think either of these would be great budget options, and I will continue using them and will probably repurchase these in the future. I know I'll repurchase this. I've been using this. This is like my 6th one maybe. This is my first one of these, but I could definitely see myself repurchasing this as I'm already quite liking it. And I do really like oat as an ingredient. So those are some interesting options. I also think it's worth pointing out that Biossance also sells 100% squalane oil. And this is a little mini that was like a free gift with purchase. But you can actually get a really large thing of this from Biossance. And there's several other brands that also sell squalane oil. But I think when purchasing a squalane oil, it's really important to look at the size. And so this Biossance one, they sell a very big one. When I bought it, it was on sale. And so I actually got a better deal buying the big Biossance one. But what's cool about this is you can add it into any other cream. And so if you were really wanting the ingredient squalane, you could add the oil in with any cream that you own to make it more similar to the Biossance products. So that is also a really interesting option. And I feel like my oil has lasted me forever. I have one of the larger ones, and it has lasted a really long time. And I really like, so far, squalane oil has been my favorite oil on my face personally. I've also tried adding it to body lotion with great success. So those are just some ideas if you perhaps wanted one of these creams but did not want to spend the money that is required for such creams. All 3 of these items would make for very economical alternatives. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.